Yeah, fade and follow, no brakes, full throttle, no units left, still stacking the bottle. Sports talk, bets drop, odds spin like lotto. Tune in, plug in, feel the vibes, it's colossal. Bets cooking, chef in the kitchen, line so tight, got precision in the vision. Spreads a razor blade, bank roast division. Underdog barking, sniffing superstition. Tails never fails, heads flip, superstardom. Stakes weigh heavy like bricks in the garden. Pocket empty, hearts are Spartan. No units left, still betting regardless. Fade and follow, ride the highs, hit the hollow. Stacks fall fast, then you rebuild tomorrow. Fade and follow, where the wise man waddle.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Fade and Follow. I'm your host, No Units Left or Units, and this is the college football episode 4.1. Let's get into it. I'm gonna recap the games and talk about this upcoming card that I have so far. And yeah, we have an ad. Look at that already. So let's get to the ad and then I'll get into the action. It's that time of year, folks, where you're going to have to miss football on an occasional Saturday or Sunday because it's wedding season, aka fall season. A lot of people get married in the fall because they want those beautiful leaves and beautiful color coming out. Well, with that being said, you're going to need some alterations. And this is brought to you by Sandy's Alterations in Roswell, Georgia. Yes, you need to get perfect for wedding dresses, perfect for slacks, perfect for tuxes, suits, you name it, other clothing items. They can do it all at Sandy's Alterations. Yes, Sandy's Alterations in Roswell. I know. You don't want to miss football season, but sometimes you have to. You have to give it up because one of your best friends are getting married or a great friend. One of the two. Doesn't matter. They decided to get married in the fall, and you're going to have to miss it. So go over to Sandy's Alterations. All right. Yep. Head over to Sandy's Alterations. All right, moving it. Let's recap. Let's recap the card. Here we go. We're only recapping the games, I bet, and if there is a big game, then I'll talk about it. But yeah, so Texas Tech versus Utah, double loser, -3 over 58. Texas Tech looks like the best team in the Big 12 and could be the best team in the Big 12 as of right now. I don't see how they aren't. I know they have a bye, but we'll see going forward. They looked amazing against Utah, and Utah not the team that we thought, but maybe they recover from this and have 2 to 3 losses down the road. But what a learning moment for them. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer game, but Utah did not show up, but Texas Tech did show up and show out, and they have a good backup quarterback, which is crazy. Let's go to UAB versus Tennessee. Loser, but even though Tennessee looked good, -30.5, UAB still covered. It's okay, but still, Tennessee looks good, and I like them versus Mississippi State, which I'll get into and talk about a little bit. I don't like where they have Mississippi State. I don't know if Mississippi State's all that good, but we'll see. I do like the over in that game, but I'll talk about that more. Oregon State versus Oregon, triple loser. Not much to talk about there. It was a blowout, but Oregon looked great. I am curious about this Penn State game. Again, I'll talk about that more. So triple loser. Auburn, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's defense looked fantastic. They did not cover I had the team total over 27.5 and the -6.5. They covered with the 6.5. Auburn doesn't look that bad. Jackson Arnold defensively, I should say. Jackson Arnold does not look good. John Mateer played a good Auburn defense. I think he could have done a little bit better, but Oklahoma looks great. Yeah, that defense is something to watch out for in that LSU-Oklahoma game. It's going to be interesting when the two defenses go at it. Tulane, Ole Miss, boy, what a show out by Ole Miss. I'm never underestimating Ole Miss, and I can't wait to talk about them against LSU. Tulane, wow, they looked like like Boise State out there. Faced a better Ole Miss team. Plus 13.5 and over 16.5. Yeah, whatever. My best bet, Michigan, Nebraska, over 44.5 hit. Thank you, Michigan, for showing out. Michigan looks good. I don't know. Nebraska season looks tough. I don't see how they're going to make the playoff with the teams that they have in the Big Ten. But yeah, Nebraska, I see them being good next year. Next year's the year. I really do. Quarterback doesn't look that bad. He just needs one more year, I think, to get things sorted out. But Michigan, Bryce Underwood, okay. Yeah, I think Oklahoma was that good, and we'll see. We'll see going forward. Kent State versus Florida State, minus 44.5 winner. Not much to talk about here. Florida State looks damn good. Miami, minus 7.5 winner, thanks to the late efforts there at the end. But it sucks how good Florida's defense is, and how I wouldn't say awful Florida's offense, but bad quarterback. I know DJ Lagway needs a little bit more time, but yeah, they don't look bad. Florida's defense definitely is keeping them in games, and yeah, they're I think a quarterback away from being good, but that defense is stellar. It is definitely championship defense, just no offense. Illinois versus Indiana. Boy, what a show out by Indiana. What a statement win. I guess we can move on from all talks about Illinois and just, talk about Indiana and how Curt Cignetti is that good of a coach. He looks damn good. Moving on, Sam Houston State versus Texas, loser. This was just a spite bet. Plus 41.5. It was just spite. I don't like Texas. So that's all that was. And I was wrong about Cal. Wow, boy, was I wrong about Cal. Cal minus 12.5, loser. They got destroyed, pummeled by San Diego State. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna say. I didn't watch the game. Didn't have too much insight about this. I was more focused on the every other game in the Fresno State Hawaii game. So I didn't have too much action. I had more action on the Fresno State game, so that's why I don't have much to talk about. Had to give up a TV. It is what it is. Had to give up a TV. But yeah, that's all I'll say. But Fresno State Hawaii. Let me talk about this. The kicker from Fresno State this should have gone over. I just needed one kick. He missed 3 field goals. Needed one kick to go through, and we we win the over 46. I give out. I didn't do the minus 3. It went over 46. Thought that was a for sure winner, and then he just missed. Unbelievable. Like, it is what it is. I mean, we saw that in the NFL yesterday. All the winners turn to losers in epic fashion. But yeah, this one, damn. And yeah, that sucked. I was just speechless watching that all unfold. Wofford plus 34.5 against Virginia Tech, winner. Virginia Tech's not good, and I'll get into more of that later. South Louisiana, that was a spite bet. That one, but I barely plus 47. But still, LSU's offense did not look good on the first drive. Looked okay second drive, then got better and better. I know we're playing a not even a good team, but we needed this before we play Ole Miss this week. But yeah, it was just more just I liked what I saw from the LSU offense a little bit more today than last time. There's still stuff that they need to work on. Their defense is still there, obviously, but still stuff to work on, work in product, but they need to show up for Ole Miss, and hopefully they do. I wish they took out the offense earlier. I don't care that it won or anything like that. I wanted them to play in a half. I did not like that they played in the third quarter to save everybody. Like, why now we got DJ Chester out for an entire half because he played. Why? Why did we need him to play in the second half? This game was won. Take every starter out. Whatever. I guess there's more stuff to work on, but whatever. It sucks. So without DJ Chester, the first half, so stupid. UTEP minus 6.5, loser. I thought they would just win based off how they did the past few games, but it's all right. And I thought Florida International was going to show up versus Delaware, minus 4.5, didn't. Yeah, I thought they were going to show up versus Delaware. I definitely liked the bet, but yeah, it was bad. So, record overall, 1-0 in best bets. The best bet was Michigan versus Nebraska over 44.5. I'm going to start giving out my best bets, the ones that I put more units on. There's going to be a couple games, not every game, obviously. There could be one, there could be two, there could be three. I'll never go. If there's four, it probably goes Thursday night and the rest Saturday, if anything. Not four in one day. That would be crazy. But best bet was Michigan versus Nebraska over 44.5, and that hit. So the record is 29-33-1. And yeah, now we're under 500 in college football. I'm going to definitely approach this week differently, but you'll see what I talk about come in the upcoming games. So let's get into it. Let's get into the week ahead and what I like so far. I got a best bet already. Best bet Thursday night or Friday night, excuse me. Florida State versus Virginia. Florida State versus Virginia, and the best bet is first half over Florida State 16.5. I love it. Bet it. I love it. First half over 16.5. I just want to give that out right away. But there is something that needs to be discussed before we get into it to keep in mind. So, through 4 weeks of college football, I want to bring over some stats. These are the teams that are undefeated in one cover. I think one team has one push. But teams that cover that are undefeated thus far: James Madison, Mississippi State, Florida State, BYU, Memphis, Texas Tech, Ohio State, Arizona, Vandy, and Houston. I think there's some other teams, but I don't care about those other teams at the moment. I'll care about them later. But right now, those are the teams that cover and are undefeated in covering this year in football. Teams that don't cover and have yet to cover so far this year: Louisville, Penn State, UMass, Georgia, Oregon State, Oklahoma State, SMU, Kansas State, Sam Houston, Virginia Tech, UCLA, Clemson, Georgia State, and Sam Houston State. Those teams do not cover and have not thus far this year. Now, there could be a push in there. I don't care about the push. But yeah, those teams are undefeated and not covering. And something I am looking at. Same with the overs and unders. I'll get into. I didn't put every team out there. These are the teams I'm only focused on in this moment. I may add teams come week 5, but right now, week 4, these are the teams I'm only focused on. The overs, and something I'll keep my eye out as well. Teams are undefeated in hitting the over, not team total overs, game overs. Air Force, Virginia, Tennessee, Florida State, Washington, Duke, UMass, Notre Dame, Boston College, Texas A&M, Navy, Georgia Southern, Missouri, UAB, Bama, and Rutgers. Every time those teams play, they go over in their games. The game overs. Now here's the unders. Anytime these teams play, the game goes under. I do want to add a caveat. Or no. I look at no. I won't even bring it up. Northern Illinois under Arizona, Florida, JMU, Oklahoma, West Virginia. Now there's others. These are the only ones I'm focused on at the moment. I'll add others next week. But these are the ones I'm putting out there. You know, one wrinkle to this is LSU. Yeah, they didn't cover. What was it? Which one was the game that went over? I think it was the recent one that they just had, the Southeast Louisiana. But the team total under is the important factor here. The game went over, but the team total under. So holding their defense is still good, holding to teams to 10 points or less. That's still the case. No game has gone over 10 points that they played. So I'm putting that as a factor for this game, Ole Miss, and you'll see why. But first, going back to my best bet. My best bet is first half over 16.5 for Friday night. Florida State versus Virginia. Florida State versus Virginia. First half over 16.5. The other Friday night game I like is Houston versus Oregon State minus 12.5. So Houston has covered every, right? That was in the list. Let's look real quick. Yeah, Houston has covered every game. I don't see that stopping anytime soon, especially against Oregon State. I see that being a 2-touchdown game as well. So minus 12.5. I like that as well for Friday night. The other for Florida State, I'm also looking at is the over 58.5 because Florida State and Virginia have gone over every game this year. So I like the over 58.5 as well. And the minus 7.5 for Florida State, I'm looking at overall as well for that game. But we'll see. As of right now, my best bet, though, is Florida State team total first half over 16.5. Let's see. Going into... Wow, almost hit replace this whole podcast after 14 minutes of this. That would have been nuts. Anyways, all right, going into Saturday. One game I'm looking at, I'm not sold on yet, but still, Notre Dame, Arkansas, over 64.5. I think that's a little high, but I do see each team scoring 28 to 31 points, or over 30 points, or getting around there. So that's why it's so high right now, 64. I see 230s. Yeah, I don't know. I'm debating on this game. This game is a debate, but I just want to give it out just in case. Ohio State versus Washington. Ohio State minus 8 at Washington. I like that. I'm going with Washington minus 8. I'm riding the LSU train. LSU plus 2.5. It went from 1, I believe. It started off at 1. Now it's gone down to 2.5. I like that. And just to show that LSU's defense is good, I like the team total under for Ole Miss, 27.5. So far, every team total under has hit, I believe. No, it has. I can't remember. You know what? Only the team totals I bet for LSU have hit. Let's just go there. So, team total under 27.5 versus Ole Miss, or for Ole Miss. I like that. Arizona versus Iowa State. Arizona, I'm looking at the under 50, but I like the plus 6.5 for Arizona. I think Arizona... I was sold. So here's my thought process. I liked Utah a lot versus Texas Tech. I had that same process for Iowa State, so it's more fading myself. I liked Iowa State minus 6.5 a lot, but Arizona, I think Arizona's good, and I had the same instincts and not, so that's why I'm fading myself, going the plus 6.5 for Arizona, under 50. Yep, I'm starting to fade myself. Maybe I'm seeing the board clearly. Maybe not. 29, 33, and 1. Seeing the board clearly. maybe this Saturday, going back to week 1. Who knows? Auburn, Texas A&M. Texas A&M minus 6. They're coming off an emotional loss. Auburn is, and that's why I like Texas A&M at home minus 6. I think that keeps rolling. I think Texas A&M wins because of that emotional loss. Now, had Auburn had a bye week, possibly I may take Auburn, but no. Coming off that emotional loss to Oklahoma, that they were in the game. So yeah, minus 6. I don't see this being a letdown spot for Indiana even though it's at Iowa. That's why I like Indiana minus 7 here. 7 points. I think 7 points is perfect for this. I can see this being a push at 7. I don't want to buy down. I'm going to get it at 7. I don't see how in ways how they destroyed Illinois. I don't see that for Iowa. Even though the game's at Iowa, I still like Indiana. I think this team's different. Massachusetts, UMass versus Mizzou. Mizzou has covered. I like the minus 44.5 here. I love it. So I am taking Mizzou at minus 44.5. This may be a best bet right here. My best bet. I am debating. I am contemplating. Tennessee versus Mississippi State. Tennessee minus 7.5. I am almost going to give this out as a best bet as well. So I think so far, you know what? I am going to do it. Tennessee minus 7.5. I don't understand. Even though the game's at Mississippi State, Mississippi State's no slouch. I see Tennessee being better than Mississippi State. I don't understand this line. It could be a rat, but I don't think it's a rat. I think they're underestimating how good Tennessee is compared to Mississippi State. I think the offense is just too much for Mississippi State to handle. So minus 7.5. That I am locking that in as my best bet, and there may be another one too. Utah versus West Virginia minus 10.5. I talked myself off the ledge. I don't know if I'm going to give this out anymore. I did originally like Utah minus 10.5. I don't know if I like that anymore based off the game. Texas Tech game. I don't know. As of right now, that's moving to the bottom of the card. I have no idea if I'm going to actually give that out, but yeah, I don't know. Utah did look that bad. This is also a best bet. I think I'm striking it right now. Penn State has yet to cover. I know they haven't played good teams all year, but still, I think Oregon is just that good. So plus 3.5, even though it's at Penn State, I love it. I think Oregon's way better and have looked way better. So I'm going with Oregon plus 3.5. Bama versus Georgia. Why this game is at minus 3 is beyond me. I have no clue. I think Georgia is the better team. I do. I think, yeah, I could see it being a close game, and then Georgia pull away late. I like Georgia here minus 3. I don't know how and what way Bama does well against this Georgia defense. I think Kirby Smart's going to come out and show out. So I like Bama minus 3. Georgia minus 3. Oh boy, maybe change it just because I just said that there. The late night game that I give out, and I like this one a lot, minus 6.5. I have more confidence in this one for BYU at Colorado than I did. Actually, no, I thought I was confident in that Fresno State Hawaii over, but that's the late night game. I always give out the late night game, so BYU minus 6.5. That's what I like, and I liked from the start, and I'm locking that in. It's locked in. So yeah, it's not my best bet, but still, I like that bet. Now, based on what I said prior to, teams that cover, don't cover, hit overs, hit unders, these are the games I'm looking at, and I may bet as well, or may not. But one game, the first game I got to call out is UCLA versus Northwestern. Both teams are not good, but UCLA is worse. I like Northwestern minus 6.5. I think, and it's at Northwestern, which I like how this game is. I wish this game was at 11 a.m., but it's at 2:30, I believe, at Northwestern time. So, yeah, minus 6.5 Northwestern, just because UCLA does not cover. They have not covered all season, and I think that keeps rolling. Which goes into the Georgia thing. The Georgia thing, they never cover against good teams, but I believe that they beat good teams. I know there was a big number against Tennessee, but I think this one's small for Georgia, and I think they not only cover, but they beat. They're minus 3, so they obviously will beat Bama. But Auburn versus Texas A&M, the over for Texas A&M has hit, and they're undefeated in. So it's at 51.5. I am debating on taking that. I do like it because I don't think Auburn's defense shows out, but maybe. I don't know. I'm just looking at. I do like the Northwestern one, and I'm taking that. The other one I do like, and I am taking, is NC State versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has not covered all season, and they're just that bad. So I do like NC State minus 10.5. So those two bets are locked in. Northwestern minus 6.5 and NC State minus 6.5. What was the other one? The under. The under in the 49. What Utah versus West Virginia, I think I like that bet better than I do the 10.5. Shoot, I may just take the 10.5 West Virginia plus 10.5. Yeah, maybe we'll see. But I do like that. the under 49 because it's a trend. It's a trend with West Virginia, and West Virginia has hit the unders in all their games, and they're undefeated in that. So the under 49. Going into Tennessee versus Mississippi State, I like the over 62 here. I like that it's. I do see an offensive game for this one. So, but I still think Tennessee's firepower is there. I see him scoring over 40 points, Tennessee, and then Mississippi State scoring over 20, 30. So I do think the over hits there, and I'm going to take that since Tennessee and is it Mississippi State too undefeated in the overs? I can't remember. I know Tennessee is. Let me double check. Mississippi State. No, it's just Tennessee. So I do like the over there, but Mississippi State has gone over. Missouri is on fire. They their quarterback is really good. Perbula, he's really good. Over 56.5. I like this better than their minus 44, even though I'm going to take, but still I like the over 56.5 as well. So I am taking that. And Missouri's undefeated in the overs, so yeah, I like that. Rice, Navy has gone over and is undefeated. So Navy over 45.5. I do like this one. I do. So I am taking Navy over 45.5. Just going with them being undefeated. I think Rice puts up points too, since it's Navy and it's Rice. Although if it is a slug it out game, I'm going to be pissed. But whatever. It's going to be a fun bet. These are not my best bets. Just remember that. It's not going to be a whole lot of units, but still games I like. But again, I'll go over the best bets and all that. JMU minus 17. I am not betting, even though I want to, but I think that number is too high. I think JMU wins the game, but I don't know. That number's too high for me to like. Same with Vandy versus Utah State. I wanted to. This game will tell me a lot about Vandy if I want to, take them in the spreads. Minus 22 at Vandy, Utah State. Maybe I'll have to do a little bit more research. I'm looking at. So JMU Vandy is TBD, but you'll know by tomorrow how I feel when I post this episode and give out my card that I have thus far. And with that, let's recap. Again, I'm 29-33, 1-0 in best bets. So I have 3 best bets. First half over 16.5. Team total Florida State. Friday night. That's best bet number 1. Best bet number 2 is what was it? Tennessee minus 7.5. I don't hate the Texas A&M minus 6. That may also be my best bets. Again, 3 max is 3 for me. So we'll see. 3 per day. But I do like the Tennessee minus 7.5. Oregon plus 3.5. I like Oregon. Love Oregon, I should say. So, but let's go over the actual card, and then So I'm looking at Florida State minus 7.5 and over 58.5 as well, along with the team total over 60.5. That's game over 58.5. Houston minus 12.5. I am taking, and I have Ohio State minus 8. LSU plus 2.5. Ole Miss team total under 27.5. Arizona plus 6.5. I am looking at the under 50 for the game. Texas A&M minus 6. That may be my best bet as well, but as of right now, minus 6. Indiana minus 7. Missouri minus 44.5. Tennessee versus Mississippi State minus 7.5. Utah versus West Virginia. No, not betting that one. Looking at the under 49. That's it. Oregon plus 35 or plus 3.5, and Georgia minus 3. Late night game. Minus 6.5 BYU. Northwestern minus 6.5 against UCLA. I am also looking at the Auburn Texas A&M over 50 or over 51.5. May or may not take that. NC State minus 10.5. I am taking versus Virginia Tech. I'm looking at the under in Utah versus West Virginia 49. Tennessee, Mississippi State over 62. Missouri and UMass over 56.5. And let's see, and Navy versus Rice over 45.5. And with that, that concludes episode 4.1 of the College Football Fade and Follow podcast. I am your host, No Units Left. That's it. Enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye for now.
No units left, but the man got wisdom. Pod mic, hot stats spill like a prism. Breakdowns tighter than a lock in a prison. Favorites of dogs, it's all about decisions. Late night sweat, buzzer beater regret. Overtime hits, ain't no ceilings to the bet. Down to the wire, adrenaline injects.